And good evening. Yes, we're back. We're back again to do some more flying. We're back again in something tiny with a propeller, but this time it's a little bit bigger than tiny with a propeller. We've moved up to the Cessna 208 Caravan. Well, I have anyway. And to the looks of things, although it isn't the case, the man to my left is also in a Caravan, but it's showing here 172. Good evening, Mr. Brown.
Good evening, sir.
And to my right, who is in something that he hasn't flown before, but again it shows he's in a 172 and he's already moving off, is Captain Chaos. Good evening, Chaos.
Good evening. We're all going to die.
Well, you might.
I have trouble steering this damn plane.
Oh, see,
I ain't near it yet.
it's going to be a good one. So yes, we're here where we landed last time at Fort Lauderdale Executive, our last stop on mainland USA, because we're going to be going from here, Fort Lauderdale, down to South Bimini, sort of Bahamas-ish, I suppose you could call that. Then we're going to take a very short hop down to Cat Cay, and then fly back over South Bimini and end up this evening up here, NYGW, which looks tiny, at West End. And then next time we're going to take a small plane and start flying around some of these islands. So a bit of overwater flying tonight. We're using, as we did last time, good old FS Cloud. So here we all are in FS Cloud, which gives the ability to have us all in MP together. And yeah, I'm in the 208 Caravan, which I haven't actually flown in the video or on the stream before, I don't think. Got the nav set, so 57.2 miles, heading a 128. So using a 430 in this one, and yeah, really liking the Caravan and certainly liking the way it sounds, which is rather nice. Although we have got a bit of a bug there with the graphics, but okay. So I am ready, gentlemen, when you are.
Okay.
You don't sound confident with that, Chaos. Have you not set your nav yet?
No, that's all set. I just got to try and steer this thing onto the runway. How much runway do
I've got to try and pull off without listening to the plane.
Oh.
Yeah, it does sound quite nice. I've turned the plane volume down. So if you do want to hear the volume of the plane, do please mention it, which you can't do obviously in YouTube. Because this thing does sound rather nice. But we'll follow Chris.
I was going to say, I ain't got a clue where I'm going. I just go around in circles. Whee. Oh no, Chris is in a great big jet.
Well, to me, he's in a 172.
Well.
Although he's not. He's in the same as I am in the Caravan. I'm going a little bit quick. Make sure I don't crash into a Chaos that's going to come past me any second now.
I doubt it. I'm just still going around in circles. Well, you're in a great big jet as well, according to me.
You've got the same rudder pedals I have, haven't you? So if you want to brake using your toes, just put your whole right foot forward or your whole left foot forward, as though you're putting your brakes on, and you can just do them one at a time.
Okay.
Evening, D'Souza.
It's not going to end well.
So rather than slide your rudder pedals backwards and forwards like you normally do, just use it one brake at a time. Where did Chris go? Up there.
You went down that way.
I turned left.
Okay. Follow the Chris. The musical scout. Yeah, doing great. Thanks very much. Asked me again in an hour or so when I've ended up lost in the ocean. I wonder if this thing floats. So I don't want to crash into the back of Chris, really. Are you steering at Chaos?
Well, sort of.
At least I go a little bit quicker than the Cessna.
I can't take off in a straight line yet. That's not going to end well, that.
You'll be fine.
I can't even steer it at those speeds.
What could possibly go wrong?
Everything. It's a good job I brought some extra refreshments with me tonight.
Oh, I just got a bit... Well, the weather just changed then. Right. So I'll wait at the hold short bars.
Okay, high idle and set takeoff power.
Right, so off goes Chris. So although here it looks like he's in a 172, he's actually in the same plane as I am. He's in the 208 Caravan. And Chaos is back there somewhere in a Columbia 400.
It is. I'm on my way.
And there goes Chris. Right, so wait for Chaos to get up a bit closer then. Chris is airborne. So it's only a 34-minute, 57-mile trip, the first one. Then it's only going to be not a very long flight, a little bit south of the island. We got weather turned on. Weather was broken for me off the last trip. Should be fine now. Right, so Chaos is coming up behind me. So, high idle. And then make our way out. Really, really impressed with this 208. I have got the Kodiak, which is pretty much the same sort of plane, but I actually quite like the 208. Don't tell Quest that. Right, takeoff power is set. I took off earlier on in this and didn't need to pull back on the stick at all. We're flying from Fort Lauderdale Executive out to South Bimini. So leaving mainland USA for the first time on this leg, and starting our adventure out to the Bahamas. And there we go, airborne, no flaps, and then autopilot on, heading altitude. And don't really want to stall, thank you. So there's Chris out in front. Chaos is at the end of the runway. That's quite a steep angle. So 1900 feet a minute vertical speed it sort of clocked in at. Wow. And it did it. I don't think I should have been climbing that. They would have just pinned to the back of the seat. People would have lost their drinks and everything there. Right. So Chaos is barreling down the runway. And he's in the air. There you go. And Chris is too. Let me just check and make sure I am heading in roughly the right direction. Yep, looks like I'm bang on course. So, I haven't flown this thing for a while, so I've got to be careful of my powers and stuff. So let's bring the prop RPM back. Just so we keep stuff in the green. So there's the prop RPM there. Engine temperature's fine. Fuel flow quite high. And we got plenty of fuel. That's fine. Just back it off a little tiny bit. There we go. So we're in the cruise at about 120 at the moment. So Chaos is airborne and it's behind me. Dare we ask what you have in the cargo pod? Well, we were going to be heading down towards Cuba at some point, and Colombia, but you know, you can't ask about what's in the cargo pod. It's not body shaped or anything. Ex-co-pilot is in the cargo pod. Weather seems to be closing in, considering it's local time of, I don't know how far behind they are, 5 hours, something like behind. Does it actually say the local time anywhere in here? It doesn't, does it? It does on the G1000.
I'm about to overtake you.
Yeah, I thought this thing was quicker than this.
I'm doing about 160.
What kind of speed are you getting, Steve?
120.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker than that. I'm doing 155 and I've pulled the props back and the throttle.
Right, I must have something set wrong then.
Do you have your standby power on or off? That's the white button on the left of that left console.
Oh God, that's off.
Okay, switch that on, see if that makes any difference. And is your starter off?
We've got no warning lights, so yeah, that's off.
You should have one warning light which says ignition on in blue.
No.
Okay, then check your fuel boost should be on normal.
Is it on that same panel?
Yeah, on the same panel.
Ignition's normal. Generators on. Fuel boost is on normal. Batteries on. And the standby power is now on.
Okay, and next to the two to the right is standby power. You've got your starter. Is that definitely on off?
That's pretty awkward to see with this. Starter is off. Yeah. Throttle's nearly all the way forward. Mixture's all the way forward. Prop RPM. Let me try and bring that back actually.
And your flaps are definitely up, huh?
Yeah, I think it might have been a flap thing.
It's a flat thing.
That's better. Do 140 now. Yeah, I used the flaps when they've been landed, didn't I? And then didn't.
Didn't send back.
Yeah, I didn't put them back to 0. Starter seems to be on, Steve. Have a try. Yeah, Szymanski is all sorted. Oh, there we go. Approaching 160 now. Just back it off a little.
No, interestingly, Chaos is in the fastest plane of the three of us.
Oh God, that's not going to end well.
Does it have guns?
Is it new? Has it got dark?
If you loaded them or not.
It's got dark.
It's getting cloudy.
Well, yeah, I could see the runway lights and stuff are just turned on. We're only 5 hours behind us where we're going, so it should be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Maybe there's a thunderstorm on its way.
Oh God, don't say that. We've got real world weather turned on.
I know.
And we're landing on a little island.
Well, you might be.
You'll be landing in the sea. Right, so it's saying, there we go, 15 minutes or 16 minutes to arrival and our first destination. Now I'm clocking along at a nice 160. And we just check these props. So that's right at the top. Let's bring that back a little bit. That's in the green. RPM's in the green. That's in the green. Fuel flow. I mean, that's jiggling along quite nicely now at 160. It's like being back in the Kodiak. So yes, there goes mainland USA. We won't be seeing that again on this leg, on this trip, because it's going to be around the Bahamas, off to Cuba, I think it was, wasn't it, next? And then down the east coast of South America, down to the Falkland Islands, with then a trip possibly back up the west coast of South America. That's going to be quite nice.
Indeed, get into the mountains.
Yeah.
Bye, Mr. Trump.
Szymanski said he couldn't get his FSX to work, unfortunately.
Did I hear Noz was trying to explain?
He's got FS Cloud working,
Okay.
and he's got X-Plane.
Oh.
So I think he might be joining us on Sunday.
That's awesome.
You say that, Chris.
Yeah, you haven't been in a stream with him yet, Chris. Yeah.
You just keep trying to overtake you.
It's a normal person, but turned up to 11. That's Noz. Right, so
Steve, what are you doing, Steve?
right, so look on FS Cloud. where we are. So there we go. So there's the three of us, all in a perfectly straight line. Which means we're all heading in roughly the same direction, which is always handy.
Helps.
It does help. And then here we are on little nav map. So that's showing where we're going. Down here then it shows that we've got 38 miles to destination, 34 miles to top of descent at just about 1,500 feet. And we can also bring up the details of where we're going. So South Bimini shows you the local weather. And runway information. So 2 runways, 6,500 feet. That should be enough. Hopefully. Comms. I've got a radio panel that I'll be installing for Sunday's stream, so I can start playing around with communications and stuff. Szymanski's going to get X-Plane when it's cheaper. Just look at this game and then saw the price. I'll stick with FSX for now. Yeah, FSX is brilliant to get you started in flight sim. It's really cheap. It actually works cross-platform with FS Cloud. When we did some flights, when we first started doing this, we had James with us. He was in FSX and we were in X-Plane. So FS Cloud, which is this bit that we use to see each other, is cross-platform. So that works in the other P3 C3PO thing as well, I think, and X-Plane and FSX. But FSX is really good if you want to get started. Flight Sim World is actually a really good starter flight sim. The training school in Flight Sim World is really good. To be able to just point and click where you want to go to and from, I think is great in Flight Sim World. It's a shame that Dovetail gave up on it.
Yeah, you can't get it at all now, can you?
No, I think there's some places we can still get keys for it, like CD keys and stuff. But yeah, as a starter flight sim, I think it looked great as well. Flight Sim World, I think it was really well done. But yeah, as Szymanski just said, FSX just isn't very well optimized. It's not. It's a really old platform. But this, with all the right tools and add-ons and stuff, looks awesome. As you'll see, coming up soon, when I eventually buy True Earth North, we're going to do a little trip around the UK in True Earth, and wow, is all I can say. That's going to be stunning. And yeah, one of the paid add-ons for X-Plane, but yeah, it does make this thing really, really impressive. So there we go, the lights of mainland USA disappearing behind us. The Bahamas out in front of us. Chris is going to get there first and get the cocktails ready.
Woohoo!
Daiquiris all around.
That sounds good to me. I'll give that a go. I've been sober for 3 months, so it's about time I had a drink. Actually, this time next week, around about now, I shall probably be having a beverage when I arrive at my holiday destination. So won't be flying next Wednesday. If these guys are around, we'll do it Tuesday instead.
Aye.
A coconut kiss, please, says Szymanski. What you do in your own time, Szymanski, is entirely up to you. We had a discussion about coconuts on Saturday's stream, I think it was, or Friday's, the trucking one. Yeah, we don't want to discuss that.
Yeah, that just got out of hand.
It
really.
did slightly, yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't scroll back up the 18 plus chat room and read the thing about coconuts. That's just anyway, moving on. So yes, Chaos is behind me. There are the very dim and distant lights of the USA, and Chris is out there in front. So not a lot to see apart from sea. But plane's doing rather well. Still whipping along a nice 160. Weather radar's on. I really do like this plane. I thought I liked the Kodiak, but I really do like this thing.
You got a weather radar?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you've got more mod cons in yours than I have. You've got a G1000 in yours.
Yeah, but there's loads of buttons, so I don't press them.
You've got a weather radar in that as well.
Yeah, I'm not pressing nothing.
In case the doors open or the engine falls out.
I mean, I like pressing buttons, but I'm tempted by just there now.
Yeah, I was like that
I'll
when
crash.
I first started with the G1000. I was scared. Chris was going, no, just press that and then that. I don't want to, in case something happens. But yeah, I am liking this. I may be, hopefully, bringing a review soon to the, whatever it was. What was it? Piper
Archer 3.
Yes, Piper Archer 3, which I'm waiting for confirmation on. Hopefully I'll get that back tomorrow. And something about VFR was mentioned in the email I got from VFR. What was that? Isn't there something that Just Flight launched recently? VFR Volume 1.
I think that might be scenery.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
So yeah, maybe bringing you that as well. Am I using a lot of paid add-ons? The plane is. Other than that, the tweaks I've got for lighting and stuff are free, and there's so much stuff for X-Plane that's free. So this plane, yeah, I paid for about £30, I think it was. The plane that Chaos is in behind me was free. Or comes with the with X-Plane. The one I was flying last week, the 172, comes with X-Plane, and I love that little 172. The version with the G1000 in it is brilliant. The non-G1000 version, I really like that.
Where's Chris going?
Just going to line myself up with the runway.
Oh, we're there yet?
Almost. We're about 25. I'm about 25 miles away.
Yeah, 7 minutes away. I'm guessing that over there is the runway. So, yeah, I think a right turn is going to be called for.
I'm tuned into the VOR just at the end of the runway, so I'll turn in when the needle tells me. So if you follow me, you'll get in the right.
But that means following you.
God.
True.
And that's not going to go well, is it, for us? So I'm just going to tweak that, put that into heading mode, and there we go. So I've just moved the little heading bug to there. So now I've put my autopilot into heading mode, so that's now going to bring me around and follow the heading bug.
What's the heading degree?
What, for the runway?
Yeah.
97.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to come on runway 10. So the information here, yeah, heading of 97. That's what we got to come in at. Is this game worth €65? Says Szymanski. Yes, is my honest opinion.
Well, I bought it when it was on sale. I got it for £38.
Yeah, if you're going to do a lot of flying, which to me, as I've said this before, having reasons to do these flights, like this trip we're doing all the way down to South America, down to the Falklands, around the Bahamas, that we're doing in group flights, makes it really worthwhile. And the one we've got going on a Sunday, where we're flying down to through South Africa, around the Philippines, going to end up crossing Australia and going to New Zealand, and then flying back up through to Hawaii, and then back to the USA. It gives a reason to do the flying. Plus there's FS Economy, that we're in a company that Chris has created, where we've got a couple of planes and doing flights in that to make money, which I don't do enough of. There's so much just to keep you going day after day after day. Evening, Petey boy. Right, so I'm going to need to turn again soon. So we're currently on a heading of 172. And again, you can look at little nav map, which is really handy, because it shows, or should show, my location. There we go. So it will show me then roughly when I'm in line with the runway on little nav map. And then I can turn to the runway heading, and hopefully the runway will appear somewhere in front of me. So there it is. You can see it. Thankfully, the time of day means that the runway lights are on. So I'll put a little bit of heading in. So watch this little heading bug down here, and this is the way the autopilot, because the autopilot's on.
Oh yeah.
Redwood Flyer, thank you very much for the follow, much appreciated, sir. or madam, depending. Right, so I've turned slightly, so we're heading a 154, and then it'll level out. I will back off the throttle a bit as well. So there's our runway over there. So heading of 97 is what we want to be on. So if I turn again.
Wow, you're really motoring there, Steve.
Yeah, I'm slowing down through 120 now.
Cool, the flaps will bring that speed down really quickly.
Yeah. So heading a 129, and what I'll do is I'll flick around to my altitude, bring that down.
Oh yeah.
To 1,000. The musical scout, thank you very much for the follow. Do appreciate that. So bringing my altitude down to 1,000. So now it's just set here, which I'm using the external SideTech panels. That's why it's so easy for me to do it. And then when we get roughly in line with the runway, I will then turn on to runway heading of 97. So I haven't got to fiddle around changing the heading for the autopilot. I can do it on my external panels, which makes life so much easier. Chaos has just got the multi-panel, and we'll have that set up hopefully for Sunday, and then
All being well.
Yeah, all being well, and then we'll realise it's like now all I can do is just twiddle that little knob on the panel, and it just turns me. I can do it sort of 1 degree at a time. All manual is better. All manual is more realistic, Szymanski. I agree with that, and actually having to click on the various things within the plane to do it. Yeah, I do agree that is better. Right, so we're now on 97, so now I'm runway heading. Hi guys. So the runway is directly in front of me now, and according to this, we are going away from it. That's useful. It does say we're 7 minutes away and the time's increasing. And I'm getting quite slow actually. I wonder why the nose was going up. So why is my nose going up? It's struggling to maintain 1,000 feet.
You got the flaps down.
There we go. I was down to about 60 knots. It was a little bit slow.
Just a tad.
Yeah. Am I sure I know how to fly this thing? Not got a clue. It's probably only the third time I've actually flown the Caravan, so it's getting used to how it behaves for me. Whereas I did so many miles in the Kodiak, I know just about how to control the throttle. In this, it doesn't seem to be as responsive. Flying Caravan, yeah. I'm sorry, 60 knots. Yes, guys, I was trying to climb at 60 knots.
Yeah, the turbine engines do take a while to respond.
Yeah, so it stopped then. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, this thing, Szymanski, this the Cessna 208 Grand Caravan is what it's called. So there's our runway still in front of us.
Or as we like to call it, the Caravan of Love.
The Caravan of Love. Yeah, I've got the Quest Kodiak, which is sort of the Uber version of this, which I really, really like, but I'm actually enjoying this. Right, so I'm going to turn the... Well, that's now calmed down. That this is now saying 4 minutes and 31 away, 7 miles to destination. Trump hates caravans. Trump hates everything.
Yeah, I'm 5 minutes away according to this.
I don't know, believe me, I've spent many hours in FSX as well as flying the Caravan, says Szymanski. Yeah, it is a great plane. And I really liked it in FSX. I did a lot of hours in that when I flew FSX. But yeah, the Kodiak is just... I don't know, well, this is quite well detailed. It is quite well done, but the Kodiak's just done a little bit better in every way possible. Right, so
I just think this one has a little bit more soul.
Yeah, I like the noises this makes compared to the Kodiak. And I just think it looks a bit more, I don't know, lived in.
Yeah.
I like
the little creaks and groans as you're taxiing and stuff. It's lovely.
No, that's me normally.
Ah, okay.
You definitely creaks.
Yeah. So yeah, we do this leg, we jump on down to the next little island, and then we'll fly back over this to the one at the end. I can't remember what it's called. And then next time we'll jump into something a lot smaller and slower to fly around the islands. Gaz says hi, Chris and Chaos.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Steve isn't old, he's just crispy. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Hello,
Caution.
Someone got a caution warning.
That'd be me.
Alright, so I don't like the fact that there's water at the end of this runway and trees at this end of this runway. This may or may not end well. Right, I'm going to give it.
We do have a tailwind here, but it's only 4 knots, so it doesn't really matter.
We'll give it some flaps. Oh, weather's just improved and the runway lights have gone off. Yeah, that's handy, just when I'm coming into the runway. Right, now down to 80 knots, taking a lot of throttle control from me to maintain this. So you're going to die before you hit the runway. There's a good chance I might clip a tree.
Oh, goodness me.
But we are doing okay so far. Just south of 80 knots. I'm pretty sure you're in lumberjack mode right now. I got my check shirt on and everything. Yeah, why would you?
I thought that was a runway. It's not. It's a road.
Yeah, I made that mistake.
Okay, I need to turn the plane.
I think I should have come in from the other end. Maybe not coming over the trees. Tree lives matter. No, they don't. That was probably very close to those trees.
It looks very close from where I'm sitting.
Did you say full prop for landing? Full prop?
No, full prop.
Oh,
full
look at
mixture.
that. Managed to stop at the taxiway as well. The first taxiway.
Hurry up, Chris, because I'm right behind you.
I've got reverses, so you might not want to get too close.
Yeah, so have I. I was quite impressed with that landing then. Right, so let's just jump into why are there trees in a taxiway? Well, it's like glitch. Right, let's watch these two come in. Right, in comes Chris.
I'm just going to run on because I don't want to have a Cessna TTX up my backside.
Yeah, probably not a good thing to do.
Possibility.
And then right behind him, probably against FIA regulations, is Chaos.
I
could hear that noise. What are you? What? Oh,
we've stopped.
Well, to me, your tail disappeared into the ground for a second. Then.
Well, I think I've lost the bladey bit again.
Yeah, rip Chaos. Yeah, your propeller fell off. Then is what you're trying to say.
It must be a faulty servicing, I reckon.
It's your plane.
I'll blame it on the weather.
Yeah, the bladey bit, the spinny cutty thing.
Sam said all good pilots blame it on the weather when they have a bad landing.
Right, so
I'm on the runway.
You're on.
You
are. You made it to the runway we were supposed to land on, and you stopped on the runway.
Exactly.
Chaos lost his lady bits. Exactly. You now need to get the plane off the runway, though.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, you disappeared. Right, Chris, you can come back down now. Chris is hiding at the end of the runway.
I don't blame him.
I'm hiding under a tree, scared.
At least you're not up a tree. Right, so we've made it here. This is where we are, and with the awesome free little nav map. This is free as well, by the way. One of the many things that are. Yes, this shows where we are. So we're at South Bimini. Even shows where on the runway I am. That's so cool. And shows my track that stopped. We're now going to take off back this way, and we're going to fly the very short distance down to here, down to North Cat Cay, and attempt to land.
Same plane?
Yeah. Well, you can jump in the 172 if you want. If you find it easier. It's not very far.
I got to fix this one first.
Okay. So I can move that up. So if I move that as let's move that up, and then if I go and set this as the destination, 8.7 nautical miles is the distance between the two of them. So it shouldn't take too long, and it's able to calculate top of climb or top of descent. Not surprising, really. How much a new bladey things. Well, he gets he's got a job lot. He gets some posted. Oh, here's my score for landing. There we go. Average sink rate, perfect. Maximum sink rate, perfect. Maximum speed difference, perfect. Maximum sink rate difference, fail. Touchdown sink rate, perfect. Total rating, great. So FS Cloud rates you on your landings as well, which is quite cool. And again, FS Cloud, free. We like free. Free is good. Right, so here we all are in FS Cloud.
I got a new bladey thing.
Okay, he's had a new bladey thing installed.
Wait, where are we going now? We're going to MYGW, is it? Or are we going to...
No, staying where we are. So MYBS. And then we're going down to MYCC, which won't appear in your nav.
Oh, God.
I haven't tried it in mine, actually. Does it just not come up?
No, it doesn't recognise it.
Let's have a quick look. MY C North Cat Cay. There we go.
Yeah, it wouldn't come up in mine.
Yeah, I've got it.
You sure you weren't entering it wrong, Chaos?
I think I can work out MYCC.
Well, just saying.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, we'll do it again.
You know what? It's this newfangled G1000 things.
Well, exactly. Yeah. We've got the old 430 in ours. There's a 530. It's got a map on it. Chaos has got the G1000. This plane stuff looks easy. Gaz, why do you think I bought you FSX? If Chaos can do it.
Well, I could do it to a point.
Yeah. And as I told you, Gaz, in multiplayer, it's great fun. It just adds that whole extra dimension.
No, it doesn't recognise MYCC.
That's really bizarre. You're just doing a direct 2.
Right. I can, direct 2, yeah. I can fly it manually. It's not an issue.
Okay. Can you install it for me?
We don't really have to bother about navigating.
No, because it's just take off and head south a little bit.
Right.
I think we should take off the way we came in, go south, and come in from the same or the opposite side we just did to.
Okay.
North Cat.
So come in on runway 31.
Yeah, that'll be straight into the wind, which is perfect.
There we go.
318.
So we're going to take off around there, come around there, land there, and then we're going to take off from there, fly over where we just are here, and go up to there. And then next time, so we're going to grab a small plane and fly all around the Bahamas before heading back over to here, the sort of Cayman Islands, into Jamaica, and then down through to Cuba. And then eventually on this journey, you're going to come all around the coast of South Africa, go down to the Falkland Islands, back up through Chile on the west coast of South Africa, and back up and eventually make ourselves back up to the west coast of the USA to maybe get to LA or something, because in the other trip we're doing, we're currently here, and we're going to come down, fly down to the Ascension Islands, down to St. Helena, down to South Africa, around South Africa, Madagascar, Philippines, all the way across Australia, down to New Zealand, back up to Hawaii, and then end up in the same place, in Los Angeles. So we get both trips to end up in the same location. It's going to take a few months, but that's the plan. It's not complicated, Gaz. Doing it one leg at a time. Not complicated at all. There we go. Right, so there we are, South Bimini, and we're flying down to North Cat Cay. Right then, I am ready.
Before we go, can I have your attention, Mr. Chester?
Oh God, you're not going to try and get me to do something complicated again, are you?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Have a look down by your throttle area in the cockpit.
Yes.
And check where the little trim line is pointing. It needs to point at the end of the little shaded.
What's he talking about?
It's at the top of it at the moment.
Okay, roll the wheel downwards until it points to the end of that little arrow thing, just underneath.
It is done.
Okay, then the other thing, which I shouldn't have to remind you, but I'm going to anyway, is raise your flaps.
They're already down a notch, I think. Yeah, they're already down a notch, so I use them for landing. I'm not getting clever.
No, I mean raise them.
Raise them?
You don't need.
Oh, okay.
You don't need
Okay,
Zero.
in that case, flaps are up. Okay. I am ready. Hang on, we're missing one. Who's gone? Oh, there you go. I'll follow you guys then.
Hey? Oh. It's easy for you to say. I'm not trying to steer this damn... I don't like this steering thing.
We have to steer.
Yeah, I know, but every time I press the brake thing, obviously it plane stops.
Don't press them both.
I don't press them
Press one
first.
gently.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I should have went for the 172.
Yeah, you are quite juddery. It's quite amusing.
I told you it's quite juddery. No, I got into the trees.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you laugh. It's fine.
I did, yeah.
I can tell.
I thought of flying a 182. No, Chris, who's already gone, but looks at things. Yeah, he's off. He's in a 208, the same as me. Chaos is in a
Piece of crap.
Columbia 400, purely because it was a little bit quicker than the 172, because these things cruise at 160.
Oh, Chris has taken off already, has he?
He's gone, yeah. Well, he wants to get the daiquiris
Thinking
in.
about landing already. Jeez.
Right, so let me just follow Chaos out then on idle power.
Oh, this plane is so nice to hand fly.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with the autopilot in this leg. For 7 miles, even I can do that.
Here we go. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
Okay, so you want to be lined up to go down the long bit of the runway.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, something technical, isn't it?
No model matching an MP. Now, I can specify. I could click on Chaos in FS Cloud and say what plane I want to see him be in. So, yeah, I've just got him set as a 172. Because it's FS Cloud that shows it, so I can go into here and say Captain Chaos is actually in a... Because occasionally we all appear in like 747s to each other. This is X-Plane 11.
Oh, I'm coming to the end of the runway.
We'll pull up then.
I haven't got enough speed to pull up. Oh, there we go.
Right, I'll put myself into high idle. Yeah, 11.30, that's it.
I'm just going to follow Chris. He knows where he's going.
Probably a good idea.
The blind leading the blind.
Right, 60 knots. And we are airborne. God, this thing doesn't take much runway, does it?
Oh, it's awesome. Thankfully, because where we're going next, there isn't much runway.
Ah.
Oh, it's getting dark.
Right, so I'm now going to follow these two.
I'm keeping my speed right down because we're going to have to slow down quite a bit.
Yeah,
We need to be right near the bottom of the flyable speed range when we touch down here.
Yeah, because we're only 7 miles away. Here we go. So Chaos is out in front of me. Chris is out in front of me. A very short hop, 7 miles or 7.9 miles, which you can see down here. There we go. 7.9 miles. 3 minutes 48 seconds to our next runway. And then a bit of a longer leg. Oh God, yeah, the weather's just changed.
I tell you, it's not very easy to steer this thing when you try and drink a beer.
That's what autopilot's for. I should put. Where's the dash lights on this thing?
Yeah, but my cheap plane it don't recognise that silly little airport.
Turn on panel lighting. It's on my
dash. Sorry, the dash lights are behind the yoke. There's 4 black and silver things with an inner and outer. Got to sort of adjust them all up.
Okay. Oh, that didn't go well. Has my game just died?
I drifted down to 150 feet. Your game died. Oh dear.
Yeah, I think. Ooh, X-Plane has just died. Oh, no, there we go. Oh my good God.
Okay.
Yeah, I seem to be on fire.
There he is. So it's not just me that can do that.
Yeah, my game froze, and when it unfroze, I was upside down in the sea.
How did you catch fire in the sea?
I don't know.
I think that takes a lot of skill.
It does take a lot of skill.
Even I have done that.
So, I'll tell you what I'll do. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's handy game. Yeah, put me in the middle of the runway.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. You might want to move that.
Yeah, I've got to start it first.
I'm coming in quite fast.
Also, the Caravan, does your nose also lift when you set reverse thrust to maximum during landing? Yeah, it will do.
And she pulls to the right quite a bit.
Yeah, I think the volume's reset for the plane as well, so bear with me, people. I need to just adjust that.
Oh my word, that runway is tiny.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, and there's some idiots parked a plane on it. And it is tiny. I just try and move myself off it. I don't know how we're going to take off on this.
Oh, we'll be fine.
I'm going to change plane. I'm down to 120 feet coming onto the runway. Ish, maybe. Might hit the water first.
Oh, there we go. So here comes chaos.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on. That's water landing.
Pambo, thanks very much for the follow. Much appreciated.
I might do.
Yeah, it's a few buzzery noises I can hear there.
I can see lots. I can see stuff underneath me. I'm going around.
I would. Oh, that's water.
You don't want to land in the water, really.
It's safer. Oh my! Oh, hang on.
You might be a bit slow, Chaos, and a bit low.
No, that's fine. It's fine. Oops, Daisy.
You haven't got floats on it.
That's not going to end good.
Wait. Oh my good. Well, well, you crossed the runway for a bit there.
I'm not on the run. I'm not actually on. Well, not most of it.
Sort of. There you
I
go.
think I lost the lady thing again.
Gaz says, "You're right, Steve. Watching Chaos landing is funny." It is.
Might need a new plane.
There goes his bladey bits again. Exactly. Right, Chris has put the runway might be slightly blocked. Chris.
It says you crashed.
No, really?
Appears to be blocked.
Hang on, let me just go to new flight. I might take you away. Actually, no, I'm going to go and have a smoke instead.
You got to leave your plane there. He stepped out of the plane to have a smoke right next to the wreckage, and Chaos is now stood there having a fack.
Well, at least he doesn't have to worry about a lighter, eh?
Chris is a pro; he can cope. Yeah, I'm surprised Chris copes with us sometimes. Oh, he's going around again.
Yeah, don't really have a runway to use.
He might have come in from the other end. Right, so Chris is going around. It is pretty short as a runway. Taking off is going to be interesting. It's going to be full throttle-ish, brakes on, release throttle, and hope. So while Chris is going around, I can set here now where we're going to next, which is going to be, oh God, we're going up here to MYGW is where we're going to next. So if I go on to that and move that leg up and then set that as destination, so West End, 70 miles 42 minutes across water. So that's where we're going to next, from where we are straight up to there. And it's saying 5,500 feet. Why? Okay. Can't see why we'd want to be at 5,500 feet. Right, in comes Chris. Now we've still got a Chaos on the runway at that end. And he's down and he's braking, and that he's a bit of grass there because Chaos is in the way, and to me it looks like he's off into the trees.
Managed to avoid the trees.
Oh, that's good.
Had to take some grass. Thankfully the Caravan's a tough old bird.
It took a bit of evasive action. So if I then set in the hello, my navigation's gone off. Why has all my nav gone off? What's going on here then? Okay. Plane's still running. Oh, there you go. Yeah, avionics was off, that's all.
Okay.
Tokyo Drift, exactly. Right, so we're going to MYGW is the next one. So all we do is we set that into here. and go M. Oh, we'll go that way. Oop. MY G. Oop. STUV. We're going to West End. There we go. So enter. That's activated. So I can now set the autopilot, and it will follow that course. So 69.4 miles is the distance. 21 degrees is the bearing that we want to be on. So that's set. So now I can use my panels to get that plumbed in. So 21 degrees is the heading I want to be on. We take off. So set that in there. There we go. So I'm ready to go. Oh, wrong one. There we go. So Chaos is still on the runway. Take off that way, Chris, eh?
Yeah, into the wind. We need all the help we can get here.
We do. All right, you're going to change planes, Chaos? You're going to stick with that one?
No, change planes. Where are we going now? MYGW.
Yeah.
Right now?
All right, so I'll taxi around. And
I would strongly suggest you come to where I am, run your engines up with the brakes on, and then 1 notch of flaps and go for it. Maybe even 2 notches of flaps.
okie dokie. Pass Chaos's slightly broken plane.
I'll be there in a minute.
On my screen, he's still in a 747.
Yeah, that would
How
block,
did you guess that's what I'm bringing?
that would block the runway slightly.
Right, I don't need the prop thing for this now.
So what are you going into, Chaos?
Cessna.
Okay.
That on. Fuel's on.
Right, so I'll stop myself here.
That on.
Kicking up a load of dust. And then we go 2 notches of flaps. 1, 2. The 747 would be longer than the runway. Yeah, the 747 wouldn't even probably get rolling in that distance. It'll probably spawn you in right in the middle of the runway, Chaos, which is exactly where it did me.
No, you're alright. I'm just doing the destination thing with it, so we'll be a second.
Yeah, it's definitely saying it should be at 5,500 feet according to Little Navmap.
Interesting. On mine, I've got it as 1,500. Maybe there's big waves.
That's a pretty big wave. Yeah, I'll leave it at 1,500, I think.
Right. 1,500.
Oh, I see Chaos's name. Can't actually see him yet.
Oh, no, I didn't want that. Go away.
Yeah, really, definitely liking this this Caravan. It is really, really, really nice. Look at my lights on. There we go. Don't need taxi lights on, really. There you go. Strobes are on.
Started.
You haven't appeared on the map yet. You're at the other runway, Chaos.
What?
You're at the other runway.
I'm at the other runway.
You're at the run we took off on to come here.
That's probably not a bad shout, actually. If he takes off, we'll catch him easy.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you just take off from there then, Chaos.
Okay.
And we'll come over you. Go on in, Chris.
Okay. Fuel high idle and power set.
Right.
Ooh, she's straining. She wants to go. Brakes don't quite hold her.
Right, so Chris is going full power, holding it on the brakes, and then just release the brakes, and then off he goes.
Way over the numbers on the far end, just got off the ground.
And airborne. Right, which is exactly what I'm now going to attempt to do. So, high idle. Get ourselves onto the runway. We've got 2 notches of flap in.
Oh, yeah.
A live music and media. Thank you very much for the follow. Right, giving it a lot of power and go. Right, airspeed's alive. 40 knots. 60 knots. And up. Easy.
Nicely done, sir.
Right, flaps up so I can get some speed. Right. So we are off. So there's Chaos. And there's Chris. So Chaos was at the runway that we took off from to land here. Lights out and it's a go, go, go. Exactly.
Does feel a bit like that, eh?
Yeah. So Chaos is going to be slightly slower than us because he's in the 172.
That's fine.
So once we catch him up, we'll back it off a little bit. But I'm off to play some 7 Days to Die. Catch you later. Yeah, cheers to Sousa. Oh, Chaos has got air brakes in his plane. So time's coming down because we're climbing up through 140, but we'll back that off a minute. So 28 minutes it's saying. So when we catch up with Chaos, we'll bring that down. So it's saying, here we go, 26 minutes to go to our destination, 67 miles. So because we're accelerating, that time's going to come down. But I will back it off.
Well, I'm up to a sturdy 128 knots.
Oh, that's fine. In that case, I'll back it down. So it should be about half an hour-ish then.
128 is fairly pushing that little Cessna.
Yeah, 27 minutes. 130 knots now. It's climbing.
Can I have music? I could have music, Szymanski, but because this is going on YouTube, I won't. This will be out on YouTube on Saturday. If you're watching this on YouTube, you already know that. Right, so there we go. So there's Chris in front of me, Chaos in front of me. This is where Chaos just took off from, up here. So the runway we landed at when we first left Florida. So the final leg of the evening in front of us. And then we'll carry on from here next Tuesday night. Not here next Wednesday. Off on holiday on Wednesday. So yeah, 120 I'm holding at now then. And it's saying 31 minutes.
Oh, I better back off then for you, slow boys.
Well, no, you carry on. We'll catch up with you. If you're doing 130 nearly, I'll just give it a little bit more throttle. There we go.
Yeah, so 26 minutes from me.
That's cool. Yeah, mine's coming down quite quickly at the moment. So there we are on a little nav map. So that's where we're going to. So this is what we did in the last few weeks. We've flown up the Florida Keys, just flown out to there tonight and down and back again. So this is where we're going now, up to West End, and then next time we'll start our flight around the Bahamas, which will be really cool. It's saying 63 miles to destination, 58 miles to top of descent, and we're off here to West End. If I can move that window out of the way, there we go. And then here we are in FS Cloud, where I am. Oh, there we go. So South Bimini is where we took off from before. So just flying past that now, and there's Chaos and there's Chris. So there's South Bimini. So that's where we landed over the trees when we came in from Florida. And then we took off and went down to back there. And I was still flying back over there. And this is one of the things that I just love about X-Plane, the way that it's so well detailed. I've got a lot of HD scenery installed on top of the standard scenery, but all free. It just makes it look a little bit better. So speed wise, yeah, hovering about 130 now, saying 27 minutes for me to our destination.
I'm sort of around about the 126 mark, so that's cool.
And this plane doing rather well. Yeah, I will fly at some point in the future. We'll jump back in the Caravan again. But yeah, really liking this. If I can work out how to turn that on, there we go. The next time we'll jump in something a bit slower. What do you suggest then, Chris? The Robin?
I think the Robin would be nice. Either that or the microlight, maybe.
Ooh. Proper hand flying.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the next couple of things are all really short legs.
That'd be interesting. I'd never flown a microlight. How is the plane doing performance-wise? Well, prop RPM's quite high, actually. I can back that off a little bit. There we go. But yeah, doing okay. Everything else is in the green. So we're doing okay. 26 minutes to our destination. Fuel wise, I haven't checked that. Fuel's hardly sorry, the game. Twitch isn't liking it. Twitch is complaining about it stressing Twitch a bit because I'm streaming at 60 FPS at 1080p. But for me, this runs absolutely fine on my machine. I'm going to attempt to install it on my laptop and see how that goes, which should be fine because it's got 1060 in it.
Well, my 10 is at 6 gigabyte 1060.
Actually, I don't know what the RAM is in the laptop.
Either a 3 or a 6.
Yeah, but that should run it fine. But obviously I won't be able to use my throttles and stuff.
I don't have any issues with on my 1060 running it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had this running on the 970. I think I did. I was playing it then, I think. It's been more so since I've had the 1080. But yeah, the only thing I'd struggle with this now is to do it without the controls, so without the I think the joystick and throttle, like the one that I gave Gaz, the little tiny Thrustmaster T, worked fine. I on max graphics, yes. Detail is on maximum. But yeah, I would struggle, I think, with a controller. Although for the sort of flying that we're doing here, once you take off with the autopilot on, it's flying level. And then it's only a case of landing, which I'm guessing you could do with an Xbox controller and stuff.
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, little is it a little Thrustmaster? Want the little separate throttle, which is attached by the cable.
Oh, the Thrustmaster T. Yeah, that's what I had as well.
That's what I started off with. I mean, about 28 quid I paid for mine.
Yeah, it worked really well because it had a twist on the joystick as well, didn't it, for rudder? Yeah. And that,
the little Logitech 3D Extreme Pro, which is a really cheap joystick, will do the job perfectly.
Yeah. Flying a Piper Cub with a controller might turn out to be difficult. You say that if you get it trimmed right. I flew the Cub that we've got in the FSE company from Heathrow up to Peterborough. Obviously, no nav, nothing. I was using. Just pause. Track IR. I was using a little nav map, and I had the line showing where I wanted to go, and I was just had the little nav map on my second screen, and was just following the line, and it was actually flying straight and true. I had it trimmed perfectly, and it flew really well.
Why haven't I had an invite to this FSE company?
Because you've only just started out. We didn't know if you get the flight bug.
Are you worried about that I might kill the passengers?
Well, no. Well, yes, slightly. But yeah, FSE, I spent a whole weekend just flying the Quest Kodiak. Got it. I picked it up in Ireland and ended up dropping it off in Iceland. FSE is brilliant because, it gives you a reason to fly. What's in that, Chris? We got the Cub, the 172, and the Baron, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we got so far.
And with FSE, where the plane is, so if you jump in out, where's our 172 at the moment, Chris? Can you remember?
It's somewhere in the Midlands. I can't remember the exact airport.
So yeah, if you jump into the 172 wherever it is in the Midlands, there's jobs there waiting. So people say it's in, I don't know, East Mids. The 172 is there, and there's people in East Mids that want to go to Glasgow, say. You accept them, there'll be a monetary reward for doing them. You jump in the plane, fly to Glasgow, end the job, you get that money for doing the job. That plane then is in Glasgow. And then, so in order to, someone else wants to fly that plane, they've got to fly it from Glasgow. So it remembers where the plane is, which is brilliant, I think. So you want to fly it again? Well, you've got to get a job from Glasgow. So you don't necessarily, when I was trying to bring, no, you flew the 172 from somewhere, didn't you? And I flew a leg in it from East Europe somewhere, wasn't it, Chris? And it was a case of you could only go with it really where the passengers wanted to go, which is awesome. So that's great. So FSE, like we're doing here with these journeys that we're on, it gives you a reason to fly. You know, for this, it's all about the journey. It's flying around the Bahamas, South America, and then the other one, South Africa, and getting to Australia and getting to New Zealand, and then getting back to the States. But FSE, if you just want to go, I just want to fly for an hour, find out where the company 172 is, if you want to fly that, and go, oh, it's there. What's going from there? Oh, no, I'll do that flight for an hour. Do that, come off, done. You've done some flying, you've earned the company some money, you've earned yourself some money, and yeah, everyone's happy. Evening, Rich.
Does it cost the company money if I break the blades?
There is a maintenance cost, isn't there, Chris?
Indeed. If you crash it, you've got to fix it.
Yeah. So you've got to be careful with that.
But also, the other thing is you don't have to fly the company planes. You can rent any plane in any airport. Yeah. As long as that plane is there, and fly that. You just don't make as much money because you're having to pay.
Yeah, you're paying a rental fee then to rent someone else's aircraft, which again, anybody else now, if the company's plane, the 172 is in East Midlands, anybody else could rent that from the company.
Well, actually, I've turned that off, so only company members can rent it at the moment.
Okay.
But I could make it public as well.
Yeah, if you had that turned on, then anybody could rent the company plane and take it somewhere, and that earns the company money. But yeah, FSE is really good. I need to do more flying in FSE. But at the moment, with my evening spent watching Game of Thrones and Train Sim and this and God knows what else, it's just having the time.
There was a press announcement from the guys who do rep, I think it was yesterday or today, saying they're working on a way to make a plane persistent across multiple users. So if I fly a plane to a place and I leave it switched on, and you go and fly that same plane the next day, the battery will be flat, for example.
Oh, that's awesome.
Indeed.
And can you buy new planes, says Szymanski? Yes. Now, although, like for me, for example, I own the Quest Kodiak. I bought the for £30 for it. Which means I can rent a Quest Kodiak in FSE because I've got it. I can fly it. But in order to buy one in FSE, it's about $400,000 or something like that.
Yeah, 400,000.
Yeah, which means I've got to earn that money in FSE to be able to buy the plane in FSE, which is why it's taken Chris a long time to get started off with the Cub, then the 172. Now we've got the Baron. So the more of us that fly for the company. Sorry, what?
We're still paying for the Baron.
Yeah, we're still paying for the Baron. The more people that then fly for the company, the more money the company earns, which means the company can pay off the plane, but you can also buy planes yourself, because at the moment it's a split between what you get if you fly a job for the company and then what the company gets. So the money you get then you can put towards buying a plane yourself in FSE. The fun thing there though is there's a virtual plane market. So there's people selling planes all around the world, and if you buy a plane and you buy it from where it is, so if you decide you want a 172 for example and you found a cheap one, it might be in Australia. Well, if you want to do your flying back in the UK, you've got to fly it there, which is brilliant. It's really good. I should do a video one day on FSE and the workings of it and stuff, because again that just opens up a whole new realm for flight sim and X-Plane. And again, I could have picked an FSE if I'd logged into Flight Sim Economy now and there happened to be people going from where I was to where I'm going. I could have earned money on this flight, just by doing a flight that I was going to do anyway.
Well, you could have last flight because you caught fire.
Well, the last flight, maybe not, but well, when you're flying longer routes, you can take off, put the autopilot on, do something else, and land it in the end. Yeah, that's what Chaos did the other Sunday. He took off, went to put his spuds on. He goes out on the wing for a smoke, opens up a beer from his beer fridge.
Yeah, it's happy days on my flight.
It is. He's got he's got a kitchen and everything in his plane. So how are we doing time wise? 16 minutes from our destination, so we will end the stream / video when we all land. Hopefully we all land.
No, we don't have a good rate at the moment, do we?
There's not doing well really at the moment, is it?
Hang on a minute. I have landed twice on the runway ish.
Yeah, but you couldn't move off the runway.
You say landed.
I still landed, and I landed in one piece almost.
So yeah, if you like Chris, that is pretty much on X-Plane every evening, and Sam, that is, and you are doing jobs for the company, you earn yourself a lot of money and earn the company a lot of money. And as a thing to do in multiplayer like we're doing it now, it makes it more enjoyable because there's a few of us, but to be able to do a flight and like any of these sort of simulations, it's having a reason to do the flight. This is multiplayer, yes. So a bit like it was in Tourist Bus, you've got a reason to do the journeys, but like it was in a football DLC for Firm Bus, you've got a reason to do the journeys. With this, by doing a journey, you're making yourself money and making the company money if you're doing a job on behalf of the company. The economy thing, again, Szymanski, I could have been doing an economy flight now. If I logged into FS Economy and there was people going from where I just was to where I'm going to, I could have made money for that. So yes, you can still do FSE flights within multiplayer, but everybody else would have to be having a job going to the same place, and sometimes there is multiple things going to different destination or same destination, so you could have a lot of people going to the same place. Well, I'm guessing it would work, Chris, wouldn't it, if a couple of you then took some of those people?
Yeah, as long as there's enough people.
Yeah, so sometimes if there's like 10 or 15 people, for example, all wanting to go to the same place, in theory you could have 3 of you take 5 each.
And you'd have to make sure there's the right planes as well. So if you all wanted to fly 172, there'd have to be 3 172s as well.
Yeah. So
you might struggle to get 5 in my plane because obviously I got the beer fridge to one side, and I could probably get 1 in.
You'd have to keep his hands off the beer fridge. Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
each. Sorry to interrupt.
Go on.
But fancy doing a bit of basic navigation.
Oh God.
He's obviously talking to you.
I think he's going to try and get me to do things again. With a 430, you realise I haven't got a G1000 in this.
Yeah, we're not going to bother with the Garmin.
What?
If you look to the right of the Garmin, there's your transponder, and below that there's a thing with 4 orange numbers.
Yeah, it's set as 0210 at the moment.
Oh, okay, that's very close. Turn the inner dial 1 click to the left, so it's 0209.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you look to the left of your compass, you'll see there's a dial there with north at the top and an orange arrow. That'll be pointing a little bit off to the...
It is, yeah.
Okay, if you turn your heading mode to point so that you turn and that points straight ahead, then you're going to be heading for the ZFP beacon, which is on the Grand Bahama Island. And then at that beacon, we can turn left to the runway.
Who do you want to pay to? Well, who?
You just go to heading mode and turn right until that arrow is pointing straight up, basically.
Oh, so I can just go ahead. Okay. Just turn right until that arrow is pointing. Okay, I get that.
If you have a look on a little nav map, West End is at the very left side of the island. If you follow the island down, right where it turns, there's a little concentric red circles marked ZFP. And that is a non-directional beacon, and the frequency for that beacon is 209, which you just tuned into. And all it does is it points the arrow straight at the beacon. So we're flying for that beacon. When we get there, we can turn left and come into the airport from the east.
Okay, that makes sense. Right, so there we go. So I've just turned my heading so that this arrow here now is pointing north. So I'm heading towards where I've just tuned that into, which, as Chris just said, if I change me... get out the nav map. At the end of... I can't see it on the...
It's kind of just down and to the left of the Grand Bahama Airport.
On that green bit.
Yeah,
oh, here we go.
right in the
Yeah,
middle of the green bit.
209.0. I got it.
209.0, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I've tuned that in, which then gives me a direction on that arrow, and I just make sure the arrow's... I'm flying in the direction of the arrow. Okay. That seems far too simple.
It is very basic, but the downside is that if the wind blows you, you have to keep correcting for that. And it doesn't give you distance, which is not really a problem for us because we're flying visually anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so I can see Chaos over there to my... Oh, you're roughly in front of me. Chaos is slightly over to the left.
Yeah, but I will change my heading to coming on 3-5. Yeah, so I'll change my heading in a...
Okay. So yeah, we're doing some more flying in this on Sunday afternoon, where we'll be carrying on from mainland... God, I can't remember where we got to now. East of the... Oh, no, we're not. We're doing the Blackpool thing, aren't we, Sunday?
Yeah, either or.
Either or, whichever. Yeah, because I've got Central to install in True Earth, and I should probably end up buying North as well. So it could be a trip around the UK on Sunday, or it could be carrying on in the mainland east of Gran Canaria, Fuerteventura. And then next Tuesday, we'll carry on from here. Right, so that's saying 10 minutes to go and 22 miles. So don't forget, we're not flying straight for the runway, we're flying to here, and then we've got to turn left and then straight in onto 35. So 35 is the runway we're going to come in on. So if I click on West End, click on runways, runway 35, so heading a 354 is what we want. So we actually want to turn just before we get there, don't we?
Yeah, what I would tend to do is turn and visually fly along the coast and just a little tiny right turn at the
Yeah, we'll see. Or I'll just wait till I'm somewhere close on the little nav map and then just turn the runway heading.
If you have a look between the runways, there's a ZWE, which is 317. You could always tune into that, and that'll take you directly to the airport.
There is, yeah, 317.0. So if I tune that into that, okay, yeah, that works. So yeah, flying can be as simple and as complicated as you want it to be. We haven't even got into using air traffic control or anything like that yet. The moment we're just going from A to B, finding the airport and landing, and doing a route that we're deciding on. So not following any procedures. As you can see from some of the landings, we're coming in, right behind each other. Again, completely against FIA regulations. FIA? That's Formula One. FAA regulations.
To be fair, it's probably against FIA regulations as well.
Yeah, it probably is. So Chaos is over there. Chris is somewhere. So I said I'll be keeping me... get in there. I'll be keeping my eye on little nav map. So when I get to roughly in line with that runway, so when I get to about here, I'm going to be turning onto the runway heading. So 354, and that should then point me straight at the runway.
Yeah, I'm ending for Genib.
Okay.
The waypoint, and then turn straight to
I
runway
could have done
35.
that, I suppose.
That's all I'm doing.
Because that's
So that's the boring way of doing it.
That's the boring way of doing it. Okay, yeah, well, that's right. That's fine.
well, no, that's the way I would have. If I'd have been doing that properly myself, then I would have probably gone for one that end. So yeah, Jenny pretty much in line with 35. So yeah, what Chaos has done, Chaos has set his direct to there, to Genib. So when he gets to that, he'll just turn left onto runway heading and then fly in. Whereas we've got to do it slightly in advance and turn on the runway heading when we get a little bit closer. As long as we land on the same runway. So
Ish.
land ahoy over there, I think I can see. Just about. I do like how we getting the heat trails off the exhaust coming down the side of the plane. That's so cool. You just about see the heat haze here coming off the exhaust at the front. That looks really nice. So Chaos is whizzing ahead of me now. What speed am I doing? I'm still doing 130.
See, if my little box of tricks worked tonight, I could just set heading 354 box and it worked. But there we go. I have to do it all manually.
Well, yeah, we get to learn how to do it manually. We have a little box of tricks set up tomorrow already for Sunday. So I've got my radio panel. I've got to try and find somewhere to put it. Ready. I'm actually thinking about doing something that you were on about, Chaos. Is
Oh yeah, build a box section thing.
yeah, but it's where do I put it?
Yeah, all I'm going to do is build mine into a box section and then just have it on one side of the desk and just remove it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But I've got to get the switch panel one. I'll see what money I got this month. If not, I'll get it next month. Build it up from there.
Right. So here we are, roughly now coming into line with the runway. The runway's here, 35. So I'm now going to turn to runway heading of 354. And that should put us in line with the runway. In theory, and we'll also use my little switch panel thing. We'll also descend down to 1,000 feet. Yeah, so he should be roughly, I'm flying into the wind as well, so he should be roughly in line with the runway, which is going to be out there somewhere in the haze. Chaos is just in front of me. So
I'm just turning to 354 now.
So I will back it off slightly. Chris is somewhere between me and Chaos as well, according to but I can't see him. Are you high?
There, 1500.
Yeah, I can't see you on. I can see you on the map,
Strange.
but I can't see you actually in front of me. So in we come.
I'd take my altitude down to 800. So
There we are, all coming in roughly the same direction. The airport is up here. Hopefully the airport's up there anyway. Yeah, it is. So that's where little nav map comes in.
I can see the runway.
So there it is, runway 35. So we're roughly in line. I could do with probably turning. Just move my heading around a little tiny bit, and then come back to 354 again. Just to bring myself roughly in line. There we go. Now go back to 354. So the runway should now, bring it out of the way, be sort of in front of me. Can't see anything yet.
Yeah, visibility is a bit poor at the moment, huh?
Yeah, at 6 minutes away, 11 miles. So you'd like to think we'd be seeing something soon.
Well, just following Captain Chaos, and as you are fond of saying, what could go wrong?
Yeah, we're all good.
Famous last words. we managed to do a landing where you land on the runway and not lose your propellers.
Excuse me, Chris, could you just verify tonight with me? Who actually caught fire?
in the sea. It's a good trick if you can do it.
How many times did I catch fire tonight?
We couldn't tell.
None.
Right, I'm just going to turn slightly and then bring myself a bit more in line with the runway. So speed wise, not doing too bad, just over 100 knots. Still can't see the runway.
It's
You can see
definitely
both sides of the land now, which is an improvement.
Yeah, so somewhere between both sides of that land is a runway, which is definitely concerning.
it's all good.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's confidence for you.
Absolutely. Hey, you gotta have confidence when you're flying. I mean, passengers nervous.
No one to get in the plane with you. There's no room. You've got a beer fridge in the way.
I get one in, but they'd have to pay for their own, refreshments. I can't.
Bring your own beer.
Well, bring your own and bring me maybe a couple, but
That's great when your pilot says, "Yeah, you got any beers there?"
well, the pilot's off.
I still can't see any clue of a runway.
Okay, I can see some details on the ground. I think the runway is obscured by the big Captain Chaos.
Yeah. It's all good. Don't worry.
Now I'm just going to rely on good old little nav map. So I'm definitely heading in the right direction. And there is a runway in there somewhere.
Just watch the trees when you come in.
Yeah, Chaos won't be flying people, but beverages.
Is there a job for that?
There is
Cargo?
There is cargo.
I can see the runway.
I can't.
Yeah, I think you need to be a bit closer. It's really indistinct. I think I might line up for the taxiway because you know how Chaos land.
It's a good job I don't take any of this personally.
It is.
Yeah.
Right, still holding 1,000 feet, 100 knots.
And we're down. No bouncing.
Yay!
Yeah, I can see a runway.
That was a perfect landing.
Nice. Just so you know, Steve, I'm down to 80 knots.
Yeah, I'm going to slow down a bit more. Turn the autopilot off.
Well, I'm down on the taxiway, so
Well, I can't see you in front of me on little nav map. Chris, so I don't know where you are.
That doesn't bode well.
I can see you on the actual map, a little nav map, but not physically in front of me. So I know you are in front of me somewhere. But you're like the invisible Chris.
It's that camo paint I put on.
It is, yeah.
Works well.
You've gone into cloaking mode.
Oh, this plane is such a joy to fly.
I'm really enjoying this.
So, you know, I get back in the Cessna 172 and I do think that.
Yeah, it's nice to
Because
fly
I
out
think
of
the
such.
172, I think, is scared of you now.
Don't want to lose any more bleeds.
Right, yeah, so between me and the runway, if you look on the little nav map, is FS Cloud rather, is Chris. But I can't actually see him, as obviously FS Cloud's glitched out somewhere, so he's between me and Chaos.
Chris looks a lot higher than you from where I'm sort of coming up the taxi.
Quite high. I took what you said about the trees seriously.
You did it all, that's all, Chris.
Right, so I'm pretty much lined up now for the runway. Yeah, you think they'd chop those trees down at the end of the runway, wouldn't you? So I'll go and notch your flaps.
17 points. Landing rate, great.
That's not bad.
Good. Oh, someone just landed and got 30 points. But that's fine. They're probably experts.
Yeah, they're probably better at it than we are.
Here comes Chris into land.
And I'm down.
I'm not far behind. Still out over the sea.
Hurrying along to the taxiway.
Just slowing down through 80 knots. So next Tuesday,
The runway is clear.
we'll carry on from here. In something slightly smaller, which Chris has suggested microlights. What could possibly go wrong with that?
How like it'll be a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
I don't know where really to stop on this taxi.
Anywhere you want.
Okay, well, I'll just put up here.
Microlights for the micro win. Exactly.
That looked like a nice landing.
It was actually quite nice. I was almost impressed with that. Alright. So unfortunately, Chris, I can't see you.
Oh, he's behind me.
Right, so there's Kate. What's up there? Look. Yeah, really impressed with Caravan. I need to do some more flying in this. This is so nice. Good old Piper Cub. No, we're talking smaller than the Piper Club. Piper Club? Piper Cub Szymanski. We're talking microlight next week. A bit fast onto the taxiway. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, God, look at Chris. Here he comes.
There we go.
Now, to me, that looked like you just crashed into it. And oh, hello.
Well, I can't see Chris, can I? So.
Oh, right.
Well, you just drove straight through me, so it's all
Yeah,
good.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's all right. That's not important. And engine is off. And what we can do here,
17 points. It was better than 17 points.
That's the same as I got.
Is one of these. Where's the one with all the tie downs on? Oh, it's static elements. There it is. If I can click on it. Which one did we click on? Okay, I won't put those on then. There we go. Well, I can see me and Chaos there. Chris apparently is somewhere around us as well, but FS Cloud seems to have had a moment. But Chris is there, parked just behind Chaos. So yes, we made it. Really enjoyable flight. We now made it into the Bahamas. So next Tuesday we will carry on from here in something small and do a bit of island hopping. This Sunday afternoon I'll be back again with some more flying. Not sure what yet, but hopefully get a few of us together for that. But I'll be back on Friday night with some more train sim, and then back Saturday night with a bit of an option again like we had last week. It'll either be some trucking or will be some Forza Horizon 4 on Saturday. The people of Discord will decide for that one, and then won't be here next weekend because I'll be on my holidays. Woohoo! Right, so thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, Chaos, for joining us again.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hopefully you get your multi-panel working for Sunday.
Working for Sunday. Yeah.
And thank you very much, Chris, for joining us again.
Thank you. It was really nice to fly the Caravan.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed that Caravan. Thanks to the new followers we've gained this evening. And 99 to Life, thank you very much for your follow. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, everybody, if you haven't already, do please join the Discord server. It is a great community. A lot of flight sim chat goes into that. And there we go. So we got a total great landing again. 17 points. So yeah, Discord's full of flight, but we need a few more flighty people in there, and need a few more people that like the spinny cutty things and not the what is jet malarkey.
I like jets.
Yeah, well, okay. So yeah, if you haven't already, do please join Discord. If you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be a link in the description below. The link has been in chat, so scroll back up chat, and the link will be there for you to join as well if you're watching this live. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. I will be back with some trains on Friday night. Enjoy the next couple of days, and we'll catch you very, very soon. Say good night, gentlemen.
Good night, gentlemen.